Hi, I'm David Lockington, and I'm really looking forward to collaborating again with the Northwest Sinfonietta in a couple of concerts this season. Ferdinand Ries went to Vienna to study with Beethoven during that first decade of the 19th century. He was his pupil, he was his secretary, he got to experience the premiere of the Eroica Symphony and many other works besides. Ries's first symphony was written in Bonn just after he'd left Vienna, just after he had heard this extraordinary program of Beethoven's fifth and sixth symphonies in the same program. A concert lasted about 4 hours. His first symphony shows tremendous discipline, wonderful melodic contours, and incredible counterpoint, particularly in the last movement. There's a sort of a light funeral march, a lyrical scherzo, and the opening starts very mysteriously, leading into a dramatic allegro in the first movement. The end of the 18th century saw Europe in turmoil. It was a revolutionary time, and Beethoven's first decade of the 19th century reflected that spirit of revolution. Oddly enough, Beethoven's Violin Concerto was not a rousing success when it was first performed in 1806. It wasn't until about 40 years later, when Joachim took it into his repertoire at the age of 12, performing in London with Felix Mendelssohn, that people took note of it. At the center of the three movements of the Violin Concerto is an almost improvised, slow movement, a very serene and tranquil movement. The last movement is dancing, almost a little bit like the Pastoral Symphony in places, and the first movement starts with 4 quiet, rather revolutionary strikes on the timpani, and these 4 notes become a structural element throughout the whole wide-ranging first movement. I hope you'll join the musicians of the Northwest Sinfonietta, myself and Simone Porter, in a unique program from the beginning of the 19th century of Ries and Beethoven. We'll be performing in Tacoma on October the 12th and Puyallup in the afternoon of October the 13th. Thank you.